what we go through is for a reason, and that's who God made us to be. And it's almost like a slap in the face to him. It's just like you didn't do that right. That wasn't good enough. Like I want this story. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was good because your story is your hook, and that's kind of what what I learned too. It's like everybody's is. You make friends based on the stories you share with each other, and being like, hey, so and so's cool. Because they can relate. I can relate to that story.
Right.
That's really what it's all about. It's if you're not building a relationship with somebody, and it's not authentic, it's not real, it's based on faith and phony, then you're not really gonna draw anybody long term. But if you have a true story and you share it with others, because sharing the story is letting your guard down. That's one thing that we learned too. It's like sharing your story, you're letting your guard down. You're showing vulnerability when you share a story about something good, about something bad, about an opinion, about whatever. You're letting your guard down. And when people see you let your guard down, become a little transparent, then they're more apt to, cling to that. So somebody said, "What you catch them with, you keep them with." You know. And it's true. I think what you catch them with, you keep them with. You catch somebody with um, lies. If you catch somebody, it's like the woman who doesn't like the guy who just wants them for their body, but she went out. She caught him with that. Or the guy who doesn't want a gold digger, but here he is flossing and got the spinners and blinging and acting like he's all that. So that's what he caught him with. You caught him with that. You keep him with that. But you catch him with real, genuine, authentic, who you are, then that's what you keep him with. So what you were gonna say?
I'll say that whole thing reminded me of, that song by the church.
Yeah.
That he's talking about, this is my testimony, basically, like, I didn't do all the, the robbing people and smoking drugs, I did
Right.
in the church,
Yeah.
I was virgin, all that kind of stuff, and he just put it out there, like, this is what you
That was his story.
And a whole lot of people got free for that, like, oh yeah,
Right.
The sharing testimony doesn't mean you have to go through real off the wall, deep, ridiculous stuff and have to, God take
Been shot 5 times.
Yeah, sometimes the story is that God kept you.
Yeah.
I just had to tell Brandy that last week because a part of the mission trip we're supposed to write our testimony. And when we go to the villages and the orphanages or whatever, and we do our skits and things like that, then we have to give our testimony and invite people to Christ.
Right.
So individually, we have to give our testimony,
Wow.
and we have a translator, and so he translates our testimony. And for me, it's weird because I haven't written it down because I'm older,
right.
And I feel like I could just
you don't have to write
talk
down.
to somebody, for 3 or 4 minutes about my life and
right.
how I came to Christ and whatnot. But for Brandy, I told her, and we talked about this in the meeting as well. It's like, don't feel bad or don't feel like you don't have a testimony because you haven't been homeless,
right.
or your parents, haven't split up, or your father's not, an alcoholic or whatnot. I said, you have an amazing testimony because your testimony is I've been blessed to grow up in a Christian home with 2 parents who really love the Lord, and I have, had the privilege of growing up, with them instilling things in me, about the Lord, but she can give the testimony about how she got closer to the Lord on her own.
Right.
Right.
That's her
that's
story.
your testimony.
Yeah,
that's your story.
Right.
I
think that's important for people to know because your story is your story. It's like you can't be ashamed of your story. That's your story. That's all you got. So like you said, when I was a kid, I didn't really do a lot of bad stuff. I didn't have the thug story, or I didn't have I had a hard childhood. But whatever you have, that's your story. It's something to be ashamed of. And God put you on this earth and gave you your story. So He expects you to take your story, not embellish it, but share your true story, and that will really draw people to you. That's why, like you said, that was a great, the truth. I got to CD, because when I heard his story, I'm like, wow, I relate to that, So, that's your story is powerful, and that's really what real is all about, being real. And that's how we're supposed. The bottom line is we're here to be the light and the salt. It's not an analogy. It's not a metaphor. In the word it says that we are the salt, we are the light. You know, so if we're not, then the world, if we don't be who we're supposed to be, then the world is shot, it's done. You know, we have to be who we are. Everybody else is. You know, why are we ashamed? Yeah. So, and part of being who we are is sharing our story, not compromising who we are. All right, so that's pretty much the recap. Where? Yeah, we'll start reading. You can start. I just closed my book.
Life, a source of vitality and animating force, the quality that distinguishes the living from the dead. P. Evangelism is a lifestyle of sowing and reaping God's truth into the lives of others. We must listen and respond with wisdom to others' cries for help and entrust the results of God. Last week we talked about our role as a witness and how we just need to be authentic and real when we tell others our story. Read. It's tempting to become discouraged about sharing your faith when you feel like you're not seeing the results you're after. Maybe you've shared your time, your life, and your story with someone, but the response has been disappointing thus far. Perhaps it seems that despite your best efforts, you aren't able to create an opportunity to talk about anything important with an unbeliever. Our culture is results-oriented. We like quick changes and fast results, especially when dieting. But a results-oriented approach to evangelism can easily cause us to consider sharing our faith as a series of successes and failures, potentially leading us to view each person as a project rather than a beloved child of God. In John 4:34-38 and Luke 8:4-15, Jesus likens sharing the gospel to farming, a process with multiple stages. It's not always easy, nor is it very fast. Farming takes attentiveness, patience, and faith. Faith that the attention and time one has committed will yield good results in due season. Galatians 6:9 encourages, let us not grow weary while doing good,